So, how many of y'all have seen this that's come in the mail? This is the 2020 Census questionnaire. Today, we're going to be learning about what the census is and how it impacts our community and our schools. The census determines how federal funding is distributed to states and communities each year. These funds support community programs and help you in your schools, your community hospitals, housing, and food assistance. So, what exactly is the census? So the census is a count of every man, woman, and child in the United States. It takes place every 10 years, and it is important that every person be counted so that the government can properly distribute money to our communities. It also helps determine the number of seats each state is given to the House of Representatives. So, what do the questions on the census mean? Age.
The census asks us for our age because the data that these questions provide us helps us understand the size of different age groups and how other characteristics may vary by age. Knowing how many people in a community are over 60 helps officials provide programs and services that enable older adults to live safely in their homes and communities. Knowing the number and ages of children in a community helps create programs designed to assist them, such as Medicaid. Knowing how many children and adults depend on services through schools and help school districts make decisions.
Okay, race. There are questions about a person's race, and they're used to create statistics and present other statistics by race groups. The data is required for federal, for state, and for tribal programs and are critical factors in the basic research behind numerous programs and policies, especially civil rights. Race data is also used in planning and funding government services for specific groups, and is used to evaluate government programs and policies to ensure that they are fairly and equitably serve the needs of all racial groups, and also to monitor compliance with anti-discrimination laws, regulations, and policies.
On the census, they ask you about relationship. A question about the relationship of each person in a household to one central person is used to create estimates about families, households, and other groups, and to present other data at a household level. Relationship data is used in planning and funding government programs that provide funds and services for families, for people raising children alone, or perhaps for grandparents living with grandchildren, and other households that qualify for additional assistance or help. When housing is not sufficient or affordable, relationship data can help communities enroll eligible households in programs designed to assist them.
Gender and operational questions. A question about the gender of a person is used to create statistics about males and females. Operational questions. These questions include names of people living in a household, telephone numbers. These questions are carefully protected and not given out to anyone.
All right, tenure, owner or renter. A question about whether you own or rent your home is used to create data about tenure, renters, and home ownership. Tenure is basically to assess housing inventory. Tenure data is used in government programs to analyze whether adequate housing is available to residents. It also provides housing assistance programs. These statistics are also used to enforce laws, regulations, and policies against discrimination. Knowing the rates of home rental and ownership helps communities understand whether available housing meets the needs of residents. And when housing is not sufficient, data about owners and renters can help communities enroll eligible households in programs designed to assist them.
So in closing, you can do your part to make sure that an adult in your home fills out the 2020 census. Remember, it is required by law, and this is how our schools get their funding.